Hey guys, it's Melissa here from Reiki with Melissa. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about keeping your emotions in check. So I wanted to talk to you about my day yesterday because I think that this is a great example of what keeping your emotions in check kind of looks like. So yesterday was going to be a long day for me. I had to teach all day and then we had curriculum night, so I had to be there at school from 6 to 8. And I live an hour away, so I wasn't going to be going home. I just had to stay at school until 6. School gets out at 2:30. Plus, we had a meeting right after school, so it was going to be a long day. I woke up, and all kinds of things started happening. So one of the things was I realized, I didn't record a podcast, which I almost never forget to do, but I happened to forget to record a podcast for yesterday, and I didn't want to go without having one. So I went ahead and recorded it while I was trying to get ready for school, which was okay, except that then, of course, that made me start running a little bit late because, I was twice as focused on what I was doing and not really focused on what the time was. So I started running late, which isn't a huge deal in and of itself. But I went to go grab a coffee cup, a travel mug, because I always have a cup of coffee on my way to work, and a protein shake. And the cups, all the travel mugs, there were like 3 that had no lids to them. Could not find them anywhere. And all the other ones were dirty. And I didn't want to have to grab one out and wash it, so just on a whim, I thought, okay, well, I'll just grab a really tall cup and I won't fill it as full. It should be fine. Well, of course, the first major bump I hit, which I think was just even backing out of the driveway, the coffee spilled all over the place, right? All over my seats of my car. It's a brand new car, and all over myself, and I was going to have to be at school all day. Luckily, I had a dark colored dress on, so it didn't show up too badly, and once I got to school, I was able to get it out anyway. But so that happened, so I spilled that all over myself. Then, when I got to school, I reached for something and I heard a ripping sound, right? It was my dress, the sleeve of my dress ripped. And on a day when I'm going to have to be here all day and be around parents and try to look presentable, I have a big ripped sleeve. So quickly I'm thinking, okay, how can I fix this? And it happened pretty close to when first hour is starting. So the bell was about to ring. And you guys are listening to this and thinking, yeah, I've had days like that too, right? Days where you thought, why did I even get out of bed? So that happened, and I went to go fix it. I found a safety pin, and I thought, well, I can at least pin it, and it won't show, and maybe, nobody will notice. So I went to the bathroom, and we have a staff bathroom, and there was somebody in it, and I swear that they were in there for 10 minutes, but the bell rang, and I thought, okay, I got to get back for my class, so I can't fix it. So I couldn't fix the sleeve until I had to, finally a teacher across the hall who doesn't have any students that hour, I said, can you please just watch my class for 5 minutes? And so he ran over and watched it while I ran to the bathroom and tried to fix it. And I was able to fix it enough that it didn't really show too much. But it just led to this chaotic day. And then I had to give tests and grade tests. And so my point was, if I had given into my emotion and my initial thought, which is I hate this day and I'm ready to go home and I want to go back to bed, all those thoughts that start running in your head whenever something bad starts happening and then your day starts turning out that way. So I could have let that snowball and I could have let it continue to grow and have an even worse day. But I just decided, and you have to get into the habit of this, of stopping the script, right? Flipping the script, stopping the movie that's happening right where it is. It's pausing it and saying, you know what? No, I'm not. This is not how my day is going to go. We're not doing this. It's going to be a good day. I'm declaring that it's going to be a good day. And, and I just said, angels, okay, need your help. All this stuff's happening. I need this to turn around because I'm not going to have a bad day and I'm not going to let this cause me to have a bad day. And it got progressively better. And it was fine after that. The day was good. But my point is, if I had let my emotions run the show and hadn't kept my emotions in check, that day could have just gotten really bad and had gotten so much worse. And then all of the people that I had to come into contact with throughout the day, think about that. So imagine my students coming in and I'm crabby because everything else is happening to me and I'm just not in a good mood. I'm then causing their day to flip around. They might be having a really good day and then I chew them out. Now they're having a bad day, right? Then the parents' night, they come in, maybe they're all excited to hear about their students being able to take German, and I'm like crabby and mad because I've had this bad day, and now they think, oh, I don't want my child in her class. She's mean. She's not a nice teacher. So you see, I could have sent out negative ripples throughout the rest of my day to everyone else. But I made a conscious effort not to do that, to stop that story right in its tracks and to say, no, you know what? Okay, a couple of bad things happened. That's done now and it's taken care of and nothing else is going to happen to me. And another thing that I did was to just take a moment when I had a moment and take a deep breath and to imagine myself being in this vortex of light and that it was washing away all of the bad energy that had just kind of stuck to me from the morning. It's all about mindset, and I just don't know how to get that across anymore. It's mindset. We can either choose to fight it and say, okay, well, I'm just going to complain and gripe because it's a bad day. And, everybody does that and that's normal. And it's okay to be in that for a minute. But you've got to stop yourself and you've got to get yourself back to that place of being calm and at peace. And the way to do that is to check your emotions. And another way is by stopping, taking a deep breath, maybe repeating a mantra to yourself, maybe calling on the angels to come in and to help you change that attitude and to turn your day around, or imagining yourself like in a vortex, or imagining that energy is coming down and cleansing you of anything toxic, any negative energy that you've managed to pick up from your day, because that stuff does stick to you. When you are around people who are negative, think about it. When you're around a group of people who gripe and complain and are negative, it affects you and it brings you down. Energetically, their energy is sticking to you and they're like energy vampires. I remember when I was doing my teacher training, one of the first things they said to you is, as a new teacher, stay out of the teacher's lounge. And I remember thinking, why would they say that? And if you've ever been in a teacher's lounge sometimes, you understand why. Because that's where teachers go to gripe and to vent. And so it's full of negativity. And you would think that a new teacher going into a teacher's lounge would be a good thing because they would be getting ideas and things from teachers. No, they go in there to complain and to gripe. So what happens? You have a new teacher who's bright and fresh and upbeat and has this positive energy, and then they go into the teacher's lounge and the teachers drain every little ounce of hopeful energy that new teacher had. And slowly but surely, that new teacher becomes like the veteran teachers who are griping and complaining in the teacher's lounge. And that's exactly what happens. Unless you're a new teacher who decides not to go into the teacher's lounge and decides to, and you can do that. In our school, we have lounges, but I don't know who eats in them. We eat in my room. And so it's just a few select people who eat in our room, and we talk about recipes and we laugh, and there's not a lot of that complaining going on because we're all wanting to be uplifted, not dragged down. So it's really, really important for you to watch your energy and to watch what you're giving energy to and what you're putting yourself around, and that you're not around people who are like that or who are energy vampires who are going to suck your energy dry. And to keep your emotions in check and realize that when bad things happen, you have a choice. You can choose to let it overtake you and ruin your day, or you can choose to do exactly what I did, which is to stop it and say, no, this is not going to ruin my day. I'm not going to let it. It stops here and it changes here, and it's not going to affect the rest of my day. So I would encourage you, every time something happens to you and you feel that urge to just react, take a moment, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what's this really about? What's going on here? And if it's just coincidental things that are happening, I don't believe that things happen by coincidence. I think that all of those things happen to you because we're being tested. We're being tested as to whether or not we know how to keep an even keel, keep our emotions in check, all of those things. I think really those are little tests for us to determine what we still need to work on. When those things, I will tell you, I'll be super honest with you. A year ago, if I'd had a day like that, oh my gosh, you would not have wanted to even try to come and talk to me by the end of the day. I would have been so mad. I would have had a horrible day, and the rest of the day just would have continued to go in that direction because I would have fed into that negative energy. Absolutely, I would have. A year ago, when bad things happened, I would get mad, angry, start cussing really loudly and screaming around my house like a crazy person, like that was going to make me feel better if I just got angry and threw a fit about something. Guess what? It didn't, and it doesn't solve anything either. All it did is make me look like a crazy person, and I expended energy towards something that wasn't worth it. It was wasted energy. And I just ended up putting out more negative energy into the universe. Now, when something like that happens, I can stop and I can take a breath and I can not feed into it and not react. And when I do that, I can make better choices because I'm being logical, not coming from an emotional standpoint. When your emotions get involved, you can't make a logical decision. You just can't. You've got to keep those in check. And there's so many great tools out there to help you, and it takes practice. It wasn't like overnight I went, okay, I can stop having a bad day now, or I can stop doing this. And it doesn't mean that bad days are not ever going to happen to you or bad things won't happen. They will. They honestly will. That's just part of life, but it's how we react to it. And we can either choose to play the victim and continue to have a bad day and cause others to have a bad day because we want everyone else to feel as badly as we do. Or we can stand in our power and take that power back and say, nope, it stops here. This day is going to turn around, and I'm not going to treat other people poorly just because bad things were happening to me. I'm going to choose to spread kindness. And you know what? It comes back to you. Because then after that bad day, when I smiled at my students and they smiled back and then asked me how I was, that changes everything. It makes everything okay again. But imagine what would have happened if when my students asked how I was, I just growled at them, you know? What would that have done? So if you find yourself having one of those kinds of days where you just feel like you're in a slump and things are happening and you can't control it, you need to, and I know it's not always possible if you're at work, but you should definitely try to make this possible. Stop what you're doing, close your eyes and take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just let all of that stuff go. You may have to take several deep breaths and picture yourself in the middle of all of this beautiful golden light. And as that light is surrounding you, it is clearing your energy and it is bringing happiness and peace and positivity back into your life. And then change that day. Because nobody likes being miserable. So if you have the power to change your day, why not do it? If you need to do a longer meditation, just find a meditation on YouTube to do. You can use one of mine that I have on my podcast. Do something to get yourself out of that negative energy vibration. You can do a tapping, whatever you need to do. All right, guys, so I thought that I would pull a card for you today, and this card is from, give me 1 second. It is from the Teachings of Abraham, the Well-Being Cards. It's daily inspiration. And it says, as I breathe deeply, I feel myself thrive. Thriving is as natural as breathing itself. By relaxing often and breathing deeply, your natural thriving is enhanced. So there is a lot to be said about breathing techniques. And when we get into a situation where we feel like we're losing control, you can get yourself right back into it again simply by breathing and imagining yourself in that golden light where everything is just being washed away. Some people even like to imagine when they take a shower that the water coming out of the shower is the golden light, and that as it's hitting your body, it is washing you of any negative energy. And that would be a great one to start if when you wake up things start happening and are bad and you haven't jumped in the shower yet. Visualize that when you jump in the shower. And some people just visualize that every day anyway when they're in the shower because that helps them to start their day off right. And it is true. When you start your day with meditation or with mantras or with gratitude, when you repeat all of the things you're grateful for, it does help you start your day in a good place and in a positive place. And you don't tend to see those things happening as much. But when they do happen, know that this is a test for you. It's a test to see if you're going to crumble or if you're going to stand in your power. And it's a choice we have to make every day. So I hope that you guys will choose to stand in your power because I know how powerful you all are. I am so grateful that you are part of my tribe, and I always appreciate the fact that you listen every day and the comments that you send me. You guys are all so super sweet. And showing up for my Facebook Lives, that's amazing. All the people who've been watching the replays and typing replay. So make sure if you haven't yet checked out one of my Facebook Lives, check them out. They're now on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Tuesdays, it'll be at 7 next week, 7 Central Time. And I will be doing messages for the week. And then I will pick a few lucky viewers for card readings. And even if you're not able to watch it live, if you go and watch the replay and you type replay in the comment box, I will still select a few people from the replay for readings as well. On Wednesday, I'll be doing a guided meditation, and I have been asked to do a couple of exercises with people for building and strengthening your intuition, so I'm going to do that this Wednesday as well, and I'll still pull a few cards for some lucky viewers of the live and the replay. And if you have not checked out my website yet, please do. If you sign up for the email list, and I do not send out a ton of emails, just every once in a while I might send out something just to let you know what's going on. But if you sign up, you will receive a free morning and evening meditation. And if you start your day with the meditation and end it, and it is only like 3 or 4 minutes long, so it won't take up too much of your time. It will just ensure that you have a peaceful day and a peaceful night's sleep. So don't forget to sign up for that. If you're interested in Reiki, please go to my website and book a session. You can book a reading, a 30 or 60-minute reading. I have 60 and 90-minute Reiki sessions, and I also offer one-on-one transformational coaching if you feel like you're just stuck in life and you don't know where to turn. We can work together. I can help you in your career or in relationships. And if you are interested in living your best life possible, learning how to get rid of negative limiting beliefs, learning how to increase your self-esteem, self-love, learning how to set healthy boundaries, learning how to call in abundance, check out my program, A Purposeful Pilgrimage. It is ongoing. It is an online course, and it is self-led. So there are 22 daily lessons there that you do at your own pace, but each lesson only takes about 15 minutes or so each day. And they are yours to keep. It is $88, but I also have a payment plan. So you can go to my website and check that out, because you can pay it in one lump sum, or you can spread it out monthly and pay it that way. So go check that out. As always, thank you for listening. If you know anyone who could use this podcast, please share it with others. Please spread the light, share the light, and be the light. And please leave me stars and feedback. I love hearing from you guys. Thank you so much. I am sending you massive love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.